Welcome to Master in the Mix, I Can Hear the Vocal. Process discussion and step-by-step instruction for lead vocal mix with Sonar 8 Producer Edition. This program is intended for intermediate to advanced sound engineers who want to elevate and refine their ability to mix lead vocals. Basic getting started knowledge of Sonar would be helpful while viewing this material. However, the concepts discussed can be learned and applied to a variety of mixing challenges. A computer with a 24-bit sound card, 512 megs of RAM, and a CPU of 1.7 gigs or higher should be able to play the accompanying bundled song file.
Is that right? You'd think they'd need a larger computer.
I actually got a 1.3 with 256 meg of RAM to do it.
Really?
I don't think we should interrupt the announcer. He's not finished.
Well, maybe we should wait for a second and see if he says anything else.
Two sound engineers, Engineer 1 and Engineer 2, otherwise known as Engineer A and Engineer B, will first take you through the steps of a signal path check.
Hello, we're Engineer 1 and Engineer 2.
Otherwise known as Engineer A and Engineer B.
Do you think that's it?
The first of three main sections is evaluate the vocal clip. Here, the engineers discuss distortion, noise, plosives, and copy-paste errors. In the second section, lead vocal mix, the engineers discuss dealing with the common problems of inappropriate dynamic in phrasing and song structure, low-frequency clutter, mild plosives, poorly balanced timbre, sibilance, voice flutter, and dull timbre.
Maybe he's assuming they haven't read the packaging.
I think we're being impolite. We should let the announcer finish his job.
This second section also includes selection of plug-in effect, a discussion of pertinent controls, and step-by-step instructions on how to find and follow the sweet spots for the controls throughout the song.
Uh-oh. Does anybody here know how to do the things that he's talking about?
Right.
Just kidding.
The third section is lead vocal reverb. It includes a discussion of using stereo recorded reverb, single and double synthetic reverbs, and finally, convolution reverb.
Is he done yet?
I'm not really sure.
He did use the word finally.
We hope you have an eye-opening, profitable, and pleasant experience as you watch Master in the Mix, I Can Hear the Vocal.
All right. Terminations are never pleasant office meetings.
What?
No sense groveling. Take it like a man.
You fired me last week on Tuesday. Today we're doing a Handsome John vocal.
Oh, right. Well, someone hit play. Let's get going.
Don't you think we should do a signal path check first?
Do we have to constantly tinker with the inputs and outputs? I'm going to hit play, and I'm going to hit play now.
This song starts out pretty subtle, doesn't it? I'm thinking maybe it's an album cut.
There is a wave there.
Yes, there is.
I wonder if they know what that is. I think most of them do.
Well, let's cover it briefly.
In the early days of audio, cavemen sought to get the perfect stereo blend in their dwellings. Complicated aquifer caves brought fantastic market prices.
I think of it as the speaker.
Oh yes, going in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Yes.
Which hasn't moved yet.
A signal path check. Right at the beginning? Would bore them to death.
It just takes a couple of minutes, and they might have trouble with the sample file if we don't.
Well, you seem to be the eager one. Into the rat's nest with you. Signal path check.
We can see that the clip on the hard drive has some kind of signal, but it's possible for a clip to be muted, so we need to check to make sure that it isn't. We can do that by right-clicking in the wave portion of the clip and selecting Clip Properties.
The clip mute box isn't checked. The sound is getting through from the hard drive to the channel strip.
Let's close that window, and noting the number or name of the vocal track, take a look at the channel strip in the console view by clicking the icon that's a picture of 3 faders. Here we'll find the corresponding channel strip with the same name. The signal from the clip enters the channel strip at the trim control. To make sure the signal is getting through to the rest of the strip, let's double-click the trim control to normalize it to 0. We can see that the EQ is turned off as its enable button is gray, not light green. We can also tell if the plugins in the effects bin are on or off by their green lighted on-off buttons. If there are no effects, or if they're all turned off, we know that nothing is stopping the signal from going to the pan control.
The sound of the hard drive is making it into the channel strip and through the effects bin and pan.
The channel strip isn't muted. No other channel strips are soloed. We can double-click the fader to make sure it's at 0. The output of this channel strip says the signal's being sent to a bus named Dry, which is right here. The input gain is 0, the pan is center, the bus effects bin is empty. Dry bus isn't muted. No other buses are soloed. The fader's at 0.
So the signal is making it from the hard drive through the channel strip and through the bus.
The output of this bus is to the bus named Master, which is over here. The input gain is 0, the pan is center, the master bus effects bin is empty, the master bus isn't muted, no other buses are soloed, the fader's at 0.
Uh-oh. So the signal is making it from the hard drive through the channel strip, through the dry bus, and through the master bus. Hurry up, they're glazing over.
The output of the master bus is going to a Pro Audio sound card, the Motu 828, with the audio 1 and 2 output selected. The volume of the 828 is turned up to a reasonable level. Cables from the main outs are plugged directly into powered monitors. Monitors are plugged in, and the volume is turned up.
I think they usually have a little light, don't they?
And the monitors are now turned on.
All right. Made it. From the hard drive to the speakers. Do we have any questions from the audience? See? Now, too. Wouldn't you say I've heard my fair share of different kinds of vocals over the years?